This week on Bad Brackets, let's get evil. Welcome back to another edition of Bad Brackets, episode number 9. We're still on YouTube. We have 0 strikes so far. Everything's going perfectly well. I'm very, very happy with how things go. We'll see what happens here today. We go back to the land of Disney, and we go with one of the suggestions that we had during the Disney animated movie episode. We're going to do Disney animated villains this week. We look at all the bad guys in the history of Disney. And with me are 3 bad guys. Well, 2 bad guys and a lady. That's a movie, right? Harry Broadhurst is back, licking his wounds from his close defeat last week.
I'm legally not allowed to say my opinions on what happened on last week's show.
Fair. Robert Hagen returns. Robert, how's it going?
It's good. It's good to be back after a couple of weeks off.
And Haylee returns. Last time we saw her was the other Disney episode. We bring her back. Still looking for her first win. Haylee, welcome back to the show.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. She's just right over there. If you hear an echo, I apologize. We're doing our best to not go crazy so the sound doesn't travel, but you never know with how things
Because I
work.
live here.
That is true. Let's quickly go through the rules for those that are watching for the very first time. We have 3 veterans back on there, but each of these guys are going to go ahead and have 3 possible villains that they will pick that could be on the bracket. We'll randomly select who goes first here shortly. I'll give out points for any of their selections that end up on the bracket based on the seeding. So if it's a 14 seed, they'll get 14 points. If it's not on the bracket, they get absolutely nothing. And then this comes in a big way, doesn't it, Mr. Broadhurst? 2 points for a Final Four selection correctly guessed before the show. 5 points.
I can't.
If they get the correct champion.
I can't wait until you're a contestant. I'm going to be such an asshole.
Good. That is what I'm hoping for. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel.
I have yet to get a selection of 1 or 2.
You've always been third?
I have.
Well,
We're gonna have to call Hagen the Wambulance.
I think that pick was rigged.
Rigged.
Oh, let's just keep tradition alive. Harry second, Robert third.
I hereby offer to trade my second pick to Hagen.
Offer denied. All right, now let's get into it right now. And hey, it was like I predicted this from the beginning. Haylee first,
Rigged.
Harry second, Robert third. It works out beautiful. Hey, it's a villain episode. I will act like a villain. Haylee, give me your first pick.
Oh, you have them.
No, not your Final Four pick.
You're on the bracket pick.
You're on the bracket pick. We just went through the
Am I on
rules
the
just a minute
bracket
ago.
pick? I don't listen.
You've been on the show before.
I'm good.
But I can't pick one of my final 4.
You could if you wanted to, but I wouldn't recommend it.
Because if you pick the Final Four that you think is going to be high up on the bracket, you're not going to get a lot of points.
I have each of my 3 picks in mind. Hopefully nobody takes them. Hagen.
Ursula.
On the board. I think that's how you spell it.
I don't think that is.
No,
It's a
U.
it's a.
ULA.
Yeah, it's URSULA. There you go.
And if everybody wants to be a producer and actually hit the button so I can just talk, that'd be fantastic. Harry, give me your pick.
Hades.
Hades on the board. Robert, you got 2.
I'm gonna go with Syndrome.
Oh, good pick.
Syndrome on the
then-
board.
I'm gonna go with one that I think is going to be high in points, but give me Lady Tremaine.
Just so you can try to get me to spell that. Tremaine?
TRE main.
There you go.
Perfect. All right.
I'll make your life easier. Sid from Toy Story.
Appreciate it. Haley, back to you. You got 2.
Jeff R.
Okay.
She's going with the guaranteed on the board strategy.
Yep. It's never worked.
I'm gonna go with Yzma. Highly estimated because she's just really funny and stupid villain.
That's a
And I hope
solid
she
pick.
makes the list.
YZMA. Let me help you out here, Randy.
Thank you.
Yzma. Thank you. Yeah.
It's from the Emperor's New Groove.
And I can guarantee you a lack of knowledge of spelling means nothing, as whether they're on the board or not. I'm just stupid. Go ahead. Harry, you got 1 more.
All right, I got 2 that I think should be worth some decent points. Let's go with some guaranteed points here. Give me Cruella de Vil.
All right, Robert.
I am going with Gaston.
I don't think Gaston's a heel. I think he's just a jackass.
I can make you a heel.
He's
but
a
we will see
heel.
how things go. All right, let's
His little French buddy's pretty funny though.
Let's get
Yeah,
right
he's an idiot.
into it. Again, been having fun with the graphics. We're doing Disney, so Disney likes to put everything in the vault, so we'll take them out of the vault, right?
I like you.
And
I like you.
let's go with some points right off the bat, shall we?
Okay.
Hades. Sid. I'll take it.
Well, that did not do the graphic the way it was supposed to, but whatever. Sid is on the board. There, that's what it was supposed to do. There we go. Another Toy Story villain, Lotso Huggin' Bear from Toy Story 3. Which Toy Story villain will move on? Sid or Lotso Huggin' Bear? All right. See who wins.
I'm still taking Sid.
Let's see who wins. Haley, hello. There she is. I'll bet everybody takes Sid. Anybody like Lotso Huggin' Bear?
Delayed?
Yeah, you're pretty delayed. You're very froze.
Okay. Oh, that's not good.
Yep.
She's like me last episode.
She's pulling a Harry.
Mm-hmm. Video game smut. If you know, you know.
I agree. Anybody like Lotso Huggin' Bear?
No.
Not really.
All right,
No.
good
That was
conversation.
like that's not like a hands down one with Sid and how he used to drag Woody
I mean,
around.
Sid tried to blow up Andy's toys with firecrackers. What an absolute dick move.
Hey, that was my childhood. What are you
And
talking
he turned all of the toys into just disconfigured, poor, sad toys that had no purpose.
I believe we call that customs nowadays.
True. Let us move on. Your 12 seed. Good old Randall from
Randall.
Monsters Inc. And a 21 seed. Hopper from A Bug's Life.
Oh,
So I've seen one of these movies. I haven't seen the other.
Really?
Yes.
Missing out. I like them both. Haley, you got one?
yeah, I think so. Not happy
Let's see
about it.
All right. Let's see him. Ooh, we're tied. Hagen once again waits for everybody to go. Hopper moves on. Harry, I appreciate you going with me, but You are eliminated. Thoughts on Randall?
I've never seen A Bug's Life, so I have no opinion one way or another on Hopper. Randall was kind of like the secondary big bad. He was more of a snitch, but he was there to make Mike and Sully's job more difficult than it really needed to be in Monsters, Inc. And you got to appreciate a guy who's just there for corporate nonsense.
I agree. Haley, why did you go Hopper?
Well, Hopper was just absolutely horrible, and he was a jerk, and he wanted to destroy all of the ants, and he made them pillage for food, and then he stole it from them, and he broke that little ant's foot. And it's just not a very good guy. And so I picked Hopper. Randall was just a jerk, but like Hopper was fierce and military and mean.
So he was a militant Matmite, is what you're telling me?
He's a grasshopper.
Yeah, 100%. I went with Hopper just because, and I hate saying this, we've used that movie so many times in training videos. There's certain lines in that movie that just grasp at you, and about 90% of the lines came from Hopper. So,
yeah, it's fair. All right, move on to the second round of this quadrant. Sid is going to take on
The Collector.
Jafar. I did not go full Toy Story. The Collector was
Points.
4 points for Haley. Jafar versus Sid, who moves on.
this one's tough because it's been a long time since I watched Aladdin.
You guys, there's a thing called Disney Plus. You can rectify all of these problems. All right, everybody got their picks. Jafar, Sid,
What?
Jafar. On a magic carpet and everything. Robert, why'd you go Sid?
Well, Haley nailed it earlier. I think with Sid was just so destructive, and everything that he did was just facetious towards the toys, and so that's why.
Jafar almost killed Aladdin by trapping him in an hourglass.
But Robin Williams never dies. Just saying, he lives on.
It wasn't Robin Williams.
Jafar was
It
a
Aladdin.
creepy old dude.
He was
Wasn't
the genie.
it? He was the genie. That's right. Now I gotta look up.
It's a nobody. And I don't say that to be mean. I say that as in it's nobody whose name you would recognize. Sorry, Haley. Go ahead.
Jafar was a creepy old dude who wanted to marry Jasmine. I mean, he wanted to be a
Oh my
part
God,
of it. He was
Jafar
just a
is
creepy old
Vince.
dude. And he's just not a good dude. So I would say he's worse.
Vinegar.
To be fair to Haley, I think everyone on here would be called a bad dude or a bad dudette. For sure. That's the point of the show. All right. 15.
Oh, sorry. Gotta.
Harry gets more points. Hades is your 5th seed.
That seems high, but okay. I mean, I'm just gonna go ahead and show it. I said before, I've never seen the movie, so.
All right. 1 for Hades. 2 for Hades. Pity vote? No pity vote. Hades, easy advance. Harry thinks it's too high. Anybody think it's at the right spot?
I think it's a little too high, but
Okay.
I
he's
would
a good
argue
villain.
top. I would argue top 10. I don't know if I would say top 5.
Yeah.
Okay. Robert?
Makes me wonder what everybody else's top 5 were.
Honestly, as I was looking up a lot of these, he was easily in the top 10. So I'm not shocked that he is at 5 at all.
I will be curious to see who 6 through 10 are in order to keep track of who I would personally have ahead of Hades.
I'm sure there's a few.
You may have noticed on my little whiteboard here, I made a note in order to keep track of that.
I like it. I like it. All right, here is your finals matchup in quadrant number 1. Jafar versus Hades. Aladdin versus Hercules. What do we got?
And one of the more famous voice actors in the history of Disney versus one of the most well-known voice actors in the history of Disney. Jafar was one of those guys that was voiced across multiple movies. Hades was only the one movie, but it's arguably one of the biggest names in acting at the time in James Woods.
It's fair. All right, everybody got your pick?
Mm-hmm.
Don't show. Don't show. We'll go Haylee first. Hagen? Oh, got it right. Got it right. Harry, break the tie.
I'm with Haylee on this one.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
Yeah.
Far moves on. Hagen, thoughts on Hades before we say goodbye to him?
I still love the way that this animation was made by the actor and how he felt dark all the time. But Harry hit it on the head. You know, how can you doubt a voice like James Wood, especially in the time of when it came out? So
yeah, it's fair. Absolutely fair. We'll talk about
Woods was perfect for the Hades role. Similar to the Rise of Ultron and Transformers with the voice of James Spader in it. That was a perfect character. That was a perfect voice for him to have the voice of.
Yeah, but for James Spader, it came out at the peak of Blacklist, so that's all I could think about was the character from Blacklist as a robot.
See, when I think Spader, I always go back to Boston Legal, just because I like the Spader-Shatner combination.
It's fair. After the first quadrant, Harry, trying to be our first 3-time winner, up to 18 points. I don't know if that's the safest number, especially when last week he had, what'd you have?
47
points with your first two, and it still wasn't enough. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I don't know if you guys have had a chance to. I had numbers 23 and 24 in the bracket last week for my 3 board and still lost.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Are you pulling it up?
No, I'm just trying. There we go. My thing, something got weird on my thing, but I got it fixed. All right.
I was hoping for more points for Hades for sure. So, like I said, I'm keeping track of 6 through 10 here.
All right, let's see where we're at. So we'll go right in the middle, and let's have.
So, give me my 9 seed and my 8 seed.
Let's go ahead and have a little bit of a fun matchup here. A little themed matchup, if you will.
Excuse me.
How about Prince Hans from Frozen or Prince John from Robin Hood? Who's the worst prince? Don't give me that face.
I'm in a
Why
predicament.
those two?
Because they're both princes, and it made a good matchup.
Apparently, we're in the Purple Rain bracket of tonight's show.
This one's tough.
It's not that tough for me.
All right. Everybody got their answer? Let's see him.
He's a womanizer. He's a womanizer. Womanizer, baby. Oh, ooh, ooh, ooh.
All right. Well, there goes our first strike on YouTube. Harry, why'd you go, John?
I don't think Hans is as big of a villain as John was. John was literally stealing poor people's money in order to help increase his wealth.
Yeah, but he sucks his thumb.
Hans
that makes it difficult to be a villain, I think.
I feel like
Hans was trying to make his way into a marriage to take over an entire town, and kick all of the people out. So he had all of the money and control of the fjords.
I'm gonna go ahead and piss off a bunch of people. I think Frozen's overrated.
Well, that's just your opinion, Harry.
And I think I just found the first person I pissed off.
That's not, well, maybe this episode, but not the first person you pissed off in your life. I've done enough shows with you. I've seen a lot of people piss off with you. I'm sure I've been one of those people many times. And that's okay. Robert, your thoughts on this matchup before I move on?
I think that's the big thing is how much he was trying to take over the country. Yes, it's my go ahead and let's get the old jokes out right now. Prince John
I refuse to get them all out at once.
Prince John is the story of my youth, but now the story of my adulthood has to be Prince Hans.
All right, let's move on. The 9 and 24 seeds. Your 9 seed. How about some Hunchback of Notre Dame?
Big A.
Claude Frollo. Is it Froyo or Frollo?
Frollo.
Frollo. It's been a long time since I've seen that.
It's Frollo.
Monsignor.
And the 24 seed, Mr. Hagen.
Oh, son of a bee.
From Incredibles does make the list. Hagen jumps out to a lead.
Yeah, and I think...
But who moves on?
I don't think I have enough points in order to be able to catch him. Because Cruella's going to be low, and then I'd have to run the table. Dang it, Hagen! You just took all the fun right out of this match.
I don't know. Haley could make it interesting. You could still make it interesting. Who knows what's happening? Again, I thought you had last week completely sewn up.
You and me both.
And Duke came back and won it right at the end. So you never know on bad brackets. But who wins here? Claude or Syndrome? Whoa. Big upsets. I love it. Haley? Since you didn't listen to my first request, there you go.
Spelling is correct.
Sorry, I had a kid.
And actually, it's 2 L's, but that's okay. I just had to look it up for myself.
Monsignor.
He coming from the guy who couldn't spell Yzma.
I looked it up. I just had to look it up.
He was going to throw the hunchback down the well and kill the baby. I mean, that's really bad.
Harry, why'd you go with Syndrome?
Honestly, I didn't even give Syndrome any consideration until Hagen mentioned him during that there. I think it's one of those tale as old as times. Potential hero scorned by idol turns villain. It's a fantastic storyline for him. The little kid that idolized Mr. Incredible was told by Mr. Incredible to stop idolizing him, so he decided to do something about it and became the very thing that he was trying not to be.
And you can't argue with the hair too, man. What that kid could do. But listen, if you go to Incredible 3 and the return of Syndrome, it is scary. So give me the original boy, the boy that wanted to be like his idol.
Yeah, definitely not the third one.
I will say that so far I do agree with you. Hades better than Frollo.
Appreciate it. Let's figure out what the top seed is.
Cruella.
Oh, it's Scar.
Scar
from The Lion King. The villain from the movie we picked as our best Disney animated movie. Spoilers on that if you haven't watched it. And Scar already gets 1 vote, so you guys can go ahead and just throw it out there. Scar. And Scar. And Scar. More. Another vote for Scar just came in. It's been great. We'll talk about Scar in a minute because it's moving on. 8th seed. Tell me if this one is better than 80s there, Harry.
Will do.
That's your 8th seed. How about some Shere Khan
Shere
from the
Khan.
Jungle Book?
I would say Khan was more evil than Hades was, because it was Hades was kind of played for laughs with the way that he was treated with the bumbling assistants and stuff.
It's fair. It's fair. Shere Khan versus the villain played for laughs, at least in the first one, Syndrome. I haven't watched Incredibles 3 yet. Wow. Maybe I underestimated Syndrome. This is fun.
It's okay.
Really?
The run's about to end. Spoiler alert.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's not a prediction. That's a Hall of Famer.
Haley, I'm guessing you voted for Khan. You froze there. I heard you though.
Yes.
Yeah.
I said Khan.
Well, I
It's a
heard it,
different
but
movie. And,
I heard it. We just couldn't see the whiteboard because you froze.
A for
Oh,
effort, F for
okay.
internet.
Yeah, having two of us on
I'm
the
glad
same
it's
internet
all working
is-
out for me.
We're making it work. It's not the biggest production budget we have going on Bad Brackets. You will say that. Anybody like Shere Khan other than Haley?
I like Jungle Book.
Syndrome.
Syndrome's a more developed character, in my opinion. We don't get enough of Khan's story in Jungle Book. The focus is more on Baloo and Mowgli.
Oh yeah.
Mowgli.
All right.
Yeah.
You're
Who
your
would have figured?
typical 1 seed versus 24 seed.
The
Should I-
absolute extremist of
Should
possibilities
I
here.
just do that? Should I just
Yeah.
do that?
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
Have we ever had a 124 in the other 8 episodes?
Probably.
I somehow doubt it.
I don't think we have.
Probably not. Scar moves on. Mufasa killer.
He committed literal murder on VHS tape.
Yes.
He made all of us cry. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
You know when he made me cry? Stupid Sega Genesis game.
Oh, dude,
Yes,
that
also
and the
there.
Aladdin
Mhm.
game. Ugh. Ugh.
Here are your points halfway through. Robert now with a 24 to 18 to 4 lead, trying to be our 4th different person to win 2 episodes, which is insane. Because again, this is episode 9. For those that are keeping track, Harry, Eric Watkins, and Sean Garmer each with 2 wins apiece. Robert and Doof have 1 win each. So that's where our winners are at the moment.
I feel like that could be on your whiteboard in future episodes as well.
I have plans to get something going. I just haven't had a chance to put it together yet. By the way, whiteboard.
I was gonna say you didn't give Addie a shout out for her whiteboard.
Addie drew a nice person. You can kind of see the tree. She used a lot of light colors, so the light is kind of flooding them out a little bit, but it looks awesome over here. So again, thanks to her. Let's move on.
what is in your ceiling, Harry? You have a floating cow pillow?
It's
I just noticed.
it's
Sorry, that was.
It's a helium panda for Valentine's Day for my girlfriend.
Okay, gotcha. Just trying to figure that out. I just noticed it.
It's
and went, what the heck?
It's a panda.
There you go.
Good.
All right.
I like pandas.
Let's give out some points.
Pick me. Pick me.
Yeah, this episode's over.
With the 14 points.
Congratulations,
Robert,
Hagen.
Even more points. The 19 seed, Mother Gothel from Tangled. Which mother is more evil?
I physically can't catch him now. I know for a fact I can't. Because I know Cruella's top 4, and even if I get all 4 and the champion, it's only 17 points, which is 35. Hagen has 38. I can't catch him. Haylee might be able to. I know I can't.
We will see. But who moves on? Let's see. Oh, Haylee.
These are terrible.
Are you going just opposite of all of us tonight,
She's
Haylee?
literally the worst.
If you recall correctly, this happened in the original Disney movie episode 2.
I think you're correct.
She literally steals a baby. She's a 400-year-old hag, and she stole somebody's baby. And she used her enchanted hair to make her look young and just pretend to be her mother. That's horrible.
Harry and Robert, are you happy with yourselves? Look what you've done to my new bride.
I regret nothing.
But I do
Oh,
appreciate it because now she's no longer going to be mad at me. She's going to be mad about you guys. and
Oh, no,
I'm
you'll
out of
find a
here.
way. Trust us.
That's probably true. Probably true. Well,
You'll find a way before this episode is over.
That's probably true. Let's go ahead and move on. We'll talk about Lady Tremaine in the next round. The 11th seed. Good old Governor Ratcliffe from Pocahontas. He goes up against Shan Yu from Mulan.
wow.
I thought this was a fun matchup.
It's been
Why
a long
did
time
he
since I've
make
seen
the
either
top,
one.
Like, I don't know why he even made this list.
Harry, you're right. She's already mad.
I
at
think
me.
there are so many others. Like, how did
Dude,
he even make
you
this
say that
list?
like it was a question.
Haley, I spend hours looking at different lists to come up with names to figure out where they go, and he showed up all the time, and he ended up on the list. This is not called good brackets.
I looked at a lot of lists today, and I didn't see him. Where
I
are you
didn't do
finding
any
your
prep work.
lists?
Do I need to play the video again? It's called bad brackets, lady.
It's
It's called sleeping on the couch, Randy.
That's all right. I can play Final Fantasy. It's all right.
Wait,
Oh,
wait.
by the way, the person that you didn't think was supposed to make it on this list just advanced while you were looking down, lady. This turned to be the most frustrating episode to my favorite episode. Within 5 minutes.
Care to read that out loud, Haylee?
He's a really bad guy. Okay, the only thing good about him is he owns a pug. I love pugs. They have little mushroom noses and Dorito ears. But he's a racist man, and he's trying to take the Indians' land because he hit his boat against their shore.
So here's the important. So I guess this raises the age-old question of racism versus misogyny, and apparently today misogyny wins.
Not really.
I
don't think that ever wins. I think they both lose.
Shan Yu advanced.
This is a Disney episode, correct, Randy?
I don't know what's happening. I just came here for a good time, and we got angry people left and right.
I'm still waiting for somebody that should be higher than Hades.
Well, this one is already ranked higher than Hades.
Yes, this one doesn't count.
Ooh, not ranked high enough.
Well, I mean, you got to think Ursula at 2, Cruella at 3 makes sense.
No, that still doesn't make sense.
Is this the white hair bracket? Is this what I'm seeing?
What is the ladies at the top, I guess. But Cruella DeVille gets 1 vote. Cruella DeVille gets all the votes. No surprise. Somebody talk about Lady Tremaine real quick.
Meh.
Childhood, man, Cinderella. What she did for the 2 wicked sisters and showing favoritism. I mean, that's bad. Bad.
Unfortunately, that's real life.
That's true.
Happens on a daily.
Haley, your thoughts on Cruella?
Cruella killed puppies.
That's prime evil. I mean, killing your brother, killing puppies. It's 1A, 1B for assholery.
So I have to ask though, which Lady Tremaine was the best out of them? Out of all the cartoon drawings, I mean, I remember the elder one of the 1950s, but
You're old. We get it, Hagen.
Yeah.
He just sets himself up every time.
Yeah, but who's leading right now with those 14 points from Miss Tremaine?
I'm not saying it wasn't a good pick. I'm saying Syndrome should have been higher as well.
All right. You didn't even remember him until he brought him up.
Doesn't matter. He still should have been higher.
Ready for some controversy?
No.
All right, then I won't reveal the number 6 seed if you're not ready for it.
I mean, we kind of, if we're going to get anywhere with this show, we kind of have to. Oh, my ass. My ass.
Wow. You did that on purpose.
Way too
Wow.
low.
I agree.
No. What'd she do? She took a lady's voice.
Way too low.
She took a lady's voice.
No, she signed a contract to take her soul is what she did. And in the process got her voice. Hades should definitely have been below Ursula.
No.
Yes.
So that was the closest one between the two.
Yeah, you chose wrong.
Sets up a really good matchup, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's the problem. Both of these should be the top 4.
I mean,
Which is code for somebody had them in his top 4.
Correct.
Now you know how I feel most of the time because he did
like the most off.
he did that. Go ahead, Robert.
No, the rancidness now I saw come out now with that with that pairing.
He did that.
5. Hades was 5. Ursula is 6. They got mixed to match up with what they were going to face in what would potentially be the quarterfinals based on seeding. Cruella and Ursula worked. Hades, Jafar worked. So that's why it was 5 and 6. Ursula's not top 4.
Disagree.
Well, she's not better than Scar. She's not better than Jafar. We've not revealed who number 2 is yet, but
I'm curious as to who number 2 is now.
Yeah. We'll get there. But who makes the final 4? We have Scar and we have Jafar. We have 2 of the top 4 seeds already into the final 4. Does another top seed move on, or does Ursula pull off the mini upset? Harry. Robert. Yeah, got it right. Haley, break the tie. Had you not wrote it yet?
She's changing her vote.
Cruella DeVille moves on. So see the top seed has moved on every time. The brackets are perfect. You guys are complaining about nothing.
This is a bullshit pairing.
I still think, honestly, I think Ursula is higher than Jafar is too.
My apologies to Hagen's grandkids, but this is a bullshit rating.
Oh, they're gonna be pissed when they watch this one on next Monday.
You mean live at 3 p.m. Eastern?
Well, they'll see it next
if YouTube
Wednesday.
allows it. I tried to put the wrestling video games up. I started putting it up on YouTube at like 10 in the morning my time. It was 3 p.m. my time when YouTube finally went, all right, you're uploaded.
You didn't give Haley her 6 points for Ursula.
You're right. Called it. Did not say it because you guys were
and I'm really kind of sad because I have a feeling that Yzma's just not going to make it, and I'm going to be real upset because she deserves to be on here. Yzma.
I agree, and he's about to get big points for Gaston too, probably. Because Gaston is not a
Oh, I
top
know.
10 seed.
So many people think that they know what my bracket is.
If you put Gaston at 2, I quit. I will walk off
Is that
mid-episode.
all I have to do is flip my whatever I'm doing? And man, you got to tell me these things earlier. I could fix things, but
I will walk off mid-episode.
all right, let's have another. What's the word? Fun matchup, themed matchup. That's the word. Themed,
Fun. That's what we're happy. Oh, okay.
themed, fun matchup. How about the Queen of Hearts versus
The Queen of Spades.
who's the Queen of Spades? Shayna Baszler's not here. The evil queen from Snow White. Queen of Hearts versus the evil queen.
That's
Which
Maleficent,
queen
right?
moves on?
No.
No.
No, that is not Maleficent.
Legit, her name is the evil queen.
She's the mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's
Which
the
tells me
fairest
that the
of
2
them all?
seed is Maleficent.
Does it?
I'd be willing to bet my points on it.
Just because you're out of the running, your points don't matter.
It's like, whose line is it anyway? Whose bracket is it anyway at this point?
Which I just saw, and I'm trying to convince Denise to go. Whose line is it anyway? Is coming to Spokane in June. Ryan Stiles and all that. Yep.
Well, it depends on which cast members will be there. If it's Ryan and Colin,
Right.
it'll be worth it. Because Wayne doesn't really tour with them anymore because he's too busy taping Let's Make a Deal nowadays.
All right. Which queen moves on?
The one making the bracket.
Haley, you got to write faster, lady.
I'm writing. Literally. Holy crap. Jeez.
Told you were going to piss her off by the end of the episode.
Well, I mean, we had a whole conversation about whose line coming to Spokane.
And I had it wrote the entire time. I was waiting for you guys to finish your conversations. I was doodling.
The evil queen moves on. Anybody like the Queen of Hearts?
It's been so
Yeah.
long since I've watched Alice in Wonderland. I just don't know.
As somebody who has the personal beliefs that I do, that acid trip of a movie isn't for me.
You know, it could be like how Denise picks her fantasy football teams and by looks and names and colors. So that for me,
Is she
Queen
one
of
of those?
Evil just looked. Ugh.
Is she one of those people that picks her bracket based on the team mascot? That checks out.
Yeah.
Why do you think she did so good this year in the loser pool until the final week? Irritating.
All right, let's move on to the 10th seed. Harry, I'll take your points.
Wow.
Way
That-
too low.
I find her
Exactly.
as one of the
One.
most underrated. Sleeping Beauty is a terrible movie. And
Way
she's
too
a nothing
low.
villain in the movie.
Way too low.
What does she do?
Hey, wow, that's a good one
She
for
Ants.
Haley though.
Oh, Haley's video must be frozen. I was waiting for a reaction from her. Nothing. I got absolutely nothing from that.
Well, I'm sorry. It's internet. Maleficent this is tough. Maleficent she's a good villain. I'm sorry you don't like her, Randy, because she's
This is
evil. I mean,
operator error on this bracket here. Maleficent
Oh.
should be way higher.
What did she do? What makes her better than the other villains?
How many of these villains have gotten their own spin-off movies?
Wait, Disney has yet to make them. They just happened to get Angelina Jolie for Maleficent. By the way, this is best
Maleficent might
animated
enchant
Disney
a whole
movie.
a whole village. She
Maleficent
has
is
extreme powers to control like fire and weather, and she can grow plants and entrap people.
It's not good.
I appreciate your Yzma pick, Haley, but yeah, me and Hagen are in complete agreement on this one. Even Haley took Maleficent
I
here.
think Maleficent too. And Yzma,
She's the higher seed in that
hilarious
matchup.
villain. Like she's I think Maleficent is a better villain than Yzma. Yzma's stupid.
Yzma's
That's what
more
added
along the
to
lines.
her points because
Yzma's more along the lines of Hades when it comes to villainry. It's that goofy villain that you kind of like.
Yeah, and it makes them good.
yes, she's
They
funny.
make them entertaining. Maleficent is not entertaining.
Maleficent? You mean?
And who cares?
We care, clearly.
Are we picking them by how bad they are or how wonderful they are? I mean, just these villains.
Best Disney
We're-
villains is
we're
all the
basing it off
episodes.
of
You take
how
them however you
horrible
want.
they are.
We're not putting them in a ring and having them
That's how we're
fight.
picking them.
Who's the
We
2 seed,
should.
Isabel?
One of the best villains of all time.
I swear to God, if it's Gaston.
Well, here, I'll do this. The 7th seed
You're such a troll.
is Gaston. Just to show you, it's not Gaston. Gaston is the 7th seed.
Then who the hell am I forgetting that could be the 2 seed?
You'll see. More points for Hagen.
More points.
Extends that lead. By the way, congratulations. All 9 of your guys' picks made the board.
That's the first time that's ever happened.
Yay!
I think it might be. No, a
Look-
Pokemon might have. Pokemon
Okay,
they
to
might
be
have had
fair,
all
it
of
was
them.
original. It was original 51 for Pokemon. You had like a 1 in 2 chance.
No, 151. 151 Pokemon.
Oh, my bad.
But still, there are definitely those that are up there.
Underseeded.
Underseeded.
Not underseeded at all.
1,000%. 1,000%.
I still think that Gaston
You are wrong in this bracket.
It's not true.
Don't forget to send.
I hate to say this. I agree with Harry.
That's a scary
Bad
thought.
seeding. Bad seeding.
No.
Rigged.
All right. You're 2 seed. Anybody want to take a guess?
What's left?
Only one of the best villains of all time.
Captain Hook.
We talk about Maleficent, and you guys are going off about how they have movie spin-offs for them and who else has other movies. This villain has his own movie.
He did just say Captain Hook.
I just seen anybody else wanted to come up with a different one. But yes, it's Captain Hook. All-time classic.
Should not be the 2 seed. Way too high.
I disagree. Maleficent was in one
You're
movie.
wrong.
Captain Hook's in everything.
The
But
only reason
he's not really a villain.
Yes, he is. He's a blubbering idiot of a villain, but he's a villain.
Maleficent is more evil than Captain Hook was.
This isn't the most evil Disney villains. Is the best. Captain Hook is better.
Any
He's more fun to
villain that
watch.
any villain that could get taken down by this is not a villain.
Only his hand was taken down by that.
Special guest appearance by Albert tonight, apparently.
Maleficent was taken down by fucking Sora.
By what now?
Kingdom Hearts, man. Just she was
I
supposed
was
to be
more-
this big evil villain in that. And
I was more referring to the fact that the first F-bomb of tonight's episode was dropped by
I was
Isabel.
gonna say.
it's,
We just
you guys are silly with Maleficent. It's a horrible villain.
I've given Captain Hook a vote.
Oh,
The only
you
reason
realize
why-
that this is
the
going to
only
end
reason
poorly
why-
in the next.
The only reason why I'm giving this because I talked about it in our other Disney episode. I had Peter Pan curtains. Peter
Yes.
Pan and Captain Hook was on there, but there was nothing. There was more Peter Pan and the kids flying than there was Captain Hook on there.
Well, because Captain Hook's the villain, but he was still on there.
Okay. Let's go ahead and put this to an actual vote right now, since this is the matchup.
Yeah, go right ahead.
And how do you think this is going to go?
Well, you guys can be right or you can be wrong. It's fine. Haley's still voting for the evil queen, but that's okay. You guys can move on, Maleficent, and that's all right.
I don't think Haley's votes here is going to matter. We still appreciate her participating.
This one's going to be easy for Randy to decipher who's going to put their board up first.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't think there's any kind of dissension in this one. He's going to know where to go for this.
You all can be wrong. And that's totally fine. Just raise them all up. Yeah, that's fine. Good luck to her against the other three great villains.
I mean, I don't disagree, but she's a better villain than Hook was.
No. Hagen just said he had him as his curtains.
No,
Back
Hagen
in-
had Peter Pan
Back in
curtains.
1979.
Just because he
through
was
83.
popular.
What's wrong with popular? To be a good villain, you got to be popular.
It's not. Doesn't mean it's good.
Scar was not popular, and Scar is a fantastic villain. Jafar was hated, and he's a fantastic villain.
No.
He's bad.
You're
These are
wrong,
the
Randy.
bad
Just
brackets.
accept
We're
it.
talking how bad the
That's what
villains
the
are,
comments say.
Randy.
See what the comments say. That's fine. I still had him had the most insignificant villain is 10. You guys are fine with that. A top 10 thing. It's fine. There's your points. 45 for Robert, 33 for Haley, 21 for Harry.
Harry started like a ball of fire, and he's going to end up last. What?
Yeah, usually how this goes recently.
Right, here are your final four.
I'm just going to say that the left-hand side of the bracket should be the final.
I'll make up your mind where things are supposed to go. And there you go. Scar versus Jafar. Who moves on? Telling me Maleficent is supposed to be in the top four, and then you're saying that Jafar's too low. What do you want from me over here?
No, I'm saying that this should have been the final. Scar's the 1 seed. Jafar is the 2.
Jafar is the 4.
Jafar is the 2
But he's saying he should have been the 2.
or the 3.
Maybe top 10.
See, everyone has different opinions.
What are you
and
up
that's
against
okay.
Jafar?
There's one vote for Scar.
I mean, I'm taking Scar anyway, but still. I think I know where this is going already. And if you watched our favorite Disney
feeling it's
movie,
just
you
gonna- Yeah, I was going to say.
if you watched our favorite Disney movie, I got a funny feeling you at home know where this is going as well.
Who will be the other final? Cruella DeVille, the 3 seed, or Maleficent, the 10 seed. Harry, give me your vote.
Cruella.
Hagen. Yeah, see? Maleficent gets rolled as a 10 seed ship.
It would have been
sorry your vote didn't matter.
It would have been a whole lot worse for Hook.
No.
Yes. Hook would have gotten clean swept.
All right. Everybody got their championship picks wrote down. Go with Haley. Hagen. Ooh. Harry.
I'm with Haley here, Scar.
All right. Hagen, why'd you go Cruella the whole way?
I listen. Just the way she acted, stealing 100 dogs. I mean, that was such a sad thing, stealing all those dogs and watching them. No, but as many spin-offs as has come from this animation, I think it's hands down better than Lion King. I love Lion King, but I think Cruella is the main
Haley,
murder
why'd you go
droid.
Scar?
Well, Scar enslaved a whole entire tribe of hyenas. Not only that, he killed his brother, and then pretended that his nephew was actually the murderer of his own father. And he just was a really all around bad guy. And even in the next movie, just absolutely awful villain. So I think that he takes the bait there. Many of the puppies got away from Cruella, so whereas Scar, he killed a lot of innocent animals.
Harry?
In my opinion, I think it comes down to just preference here. And to me, talking animal defeats human villain 9 days out of 7.
That's Steiner math for you.
Absolutely. Well, normally in a one-on-one match, you have a 50-50 chance of winning.
All right, let's look at your points as Robert Hagen is now a 2-time winner. 51 points for Hagen. Haley finishes with 37. Harry with 32. 11 bonus points. We'll get to how you got there here in a second. But
Yeah, because you put my other 2 Final Four people against each other in that fourth sub region.
And you picked 2 of the top 5 seats. But Hagen, welcome to the 2-win club. How does it feel?
Well, it'd feel better if Ursula wasn't a 6 and Maleficent was something higher than where it was. I'm just saying.
Basically, what we're trying to say is, Isabel, you suck.
You just can't please anybody. He's upset that this is here and this one's too high and this one's too low, and you won.
I did, but I think you were off just a little bit.
I was not. I was right on. I brought in some fun dialogue, brought in some fun competition. There were some tough matchups for you guys to decide on. That's what I'm here
Okay,
for.
flag on the play.
What?
I'm fairly certain I replaced Gaston with Ursula in our conversation.
Still not enough to beat me.
Doesn't matter. It would have given me well, it wouldn't matter because Ursula
Neither of them are
ended.
in anyways.
Yeah, that's true, but still.
When did again? When you change votes like that, I look up Disney and it brings me your last thing. So
That's fine. Irrelevant in the grand scheme.
I'll look it up. But anyways, here are your guys' final 4 picks. You all had Scar in your final 4. Harry was the only one to have him as their champion. All 3 champions made it to the final 4, though, so that's kind of fun. You guys really made
Mother
Haley
Gothel
sad.
deserved to be further up. She did.
Yeah.
Just saying. She stole a freaking baby. I mean, it's horrible.
So there you go.
It is kind of a shite move. I'm not going to lie.
But you voted her out. That's just how.
I regret nothing.
Me neither. I don't regret one darn thing. 9 episodes are in the book. We have 4 people that have 2 wins so far. If you have any ideas yourself, leave them in the comments down below. Also like, comment, subscribe, do all the other fun YouTube-y stuff. Share them with your friends. Get into debates with your friends. Do what Robert does and take our brackets and take them to your place of work and have other people fill out said brackets and come up with some fun stuff. Hagen did that with the best fast food chains at his school and gave me the results. What did you have? Almost 200 people voting that thing?
Almost 300. And
almost 300.
20% ended up picking Harry's favorite Chinese restaurant, Tanda Express.
So there you go. Just go out and spread things around and get the conversation started. Who was tonight's villain? That guy. The winner. Robert Hagen is the biggest villain of them all. It has been proven here today. But as I like to say, good brackets don't last forever, but bad brackets do.